We gotta have a spoiler warning on this episode.
Yeah, so for once, you guys actually know when I hit record because today, guys, is
Yeah,
our
you can't have that shit crumbling around.
Today's our Batman episode.
So crumble it right off the rip.
Yep.
Captain Crumble.
So Batman just came out officially today. People. There's probably a bunch of people who've already seen it, but just go into this by saying if you haven't seen it yet and you don't want to hear about spoilers, listen to this tomorrow or whenever after you see Batman. Okay. So we all, as a group, went and saw the Batman.
It was a field trip.
Yeah, it was a field trip.
Had permission slips.
I don't remember if I made this prediction during last week's episode or if I just said it after the fact, but I predicted that I would like it the most, that Al would like it the second most, that Hope, Ryan's wife, would like it the third most, and Ryan would be the fourth. Or conversely, it would be like dislikes the most Ryan, Hope likes it.
Okay, but wait, let me just interrupt really quick.
Yeah, interrupt.
Like, I think there's this prevailing sentiment that I don't like anything. I like most things. And even things I don't like. But it's just,
the things
I
you
hate
don't
things
like,
so vehemently.
Yeah. The things you don't like,
your
overshadow the things you like.
Is a burning
But
rage.
I have a lot to say. I've been thinking about it all day.
Yeah, you didn't get to bring your notebook into the movie theater, or you just forgot.
I was in a bad mood last night.
Because of the Notebook.
Because of the movie.
Oh, really?
Okay.
Oh,
So I think you should go first because you've been sitting on this. I mean,
Okay.
I put pen to paper, quote unquote,
Yeah,
last time when I wrote my review.
I saw that. You gave it 3.5 stars?
I give it 4 out of 5.
How many stars did you give it?
Oh, you want to tell him what your stars were?
I give it 2.5 stars.
He's 2.5.
I'm right in the middle, and you're down on the bottom. I know you are.
You're like half a star over here.
I mean, I'll give it.
Ooh.
It had
Drum roll.
redeeming qualities. I'll give it a 1.
Okay.
And I think that's
Oh,
really
okay. So we need to hear this.
Okay. So, first of all, they play that goddamn Nirvana song 75 times. It's the slowest. I love that Nirvana song.
Yeah.
Why can't I remember the title of it? Not Pay No Mind, whatever. But it felt to me like a director and a screenplay guy that is so in love with their thought of what this movie should be that they just totally blew themselves through the whole fucking thing. It was just like cinema porn.
Well, I agree with you in some aspects of that because I felt that there were some scenes, and I actually leaned over to you at one point and I said, there are some scenes where they thought, you know what would look cool? What if Batman had a flare and was walking through the water? And so they filmed it for 25 minutes.
If this was a CSI Miami episode, you'd be like, oh wow, that was a really good CSI Miami. But a Batman movie, it was not. It had no kind of pomp and circumstance. It was goth Batman, like that thing you read. Yeah. And I mean, I didn't even mind Catwoman that much. I thought Zoe Kravitz did a good job.
I thought she did a good job up until that one line. And then that annoyed me.
Yeah, the line.
Yeah.
Well, a couple things I did like.
Huh?
Colin Farrell's Penguin was fantastic.
I think we can all agree on that.
Yeah.
I thought he did a bad Robert De Niro Taxi Driver impression, but I love Robert De Niro Taxi Driver.
Yeah, but a good Penguin.
Yeah.
I also like the only 2 things I liked out of the whole entire movie, out of a 3-hour fucking drudge fest of a shit show, was the car chase was fantastic.
That was great.
The Batmobile was not fantastic.
You didn't like the Batmobile?
It was a kick-ass car.
Okay.
Like that's what I'm saying. This was a good movie.
Mm-hmm.
It was an awful Batman movie.
What? So I gotta ask this.
I'm getting way too amped up.
I know it's pretty great. So when you go into a movie and you don't like it, and especially a movie like this, I think that for a lot of people it's based on their expectations. So what kind of expectations did you have going into this movie?
I went in at 0.
No,
I said it was good.
you had to have had some sort of notion about what you would have wanted out of a
Honestly,
Batman movie that you didn't get.
I didn't watch a trailer. I didn't know. The only thing you told me that Penguin was played by Colin Farrell. I was like, oh, that's cool.
Yeah.
And of course I heard that Pattinson was Batman, but I didn't know the plot, when it was set, before older Batman. So expectations were, I love Batman movies. I even love the shit George Clooney bat nipple.
Is that's the one with the nipples, right?
That credit
Was
card
it?
too.
Yeah.
Yeah, the bat card.
Never leave the Batcave without it.
Like, dude, I would put both of those Kilmer and Clooney Batmans above this movie in a humongous way. Like, Joker was a DC dark movie done well.
Mm.
This was just like a guy who directed movie, like music videos writ large to me.
Mm.
Like, there was, like, the opening scene in the subway. You don't need to show this 3-minute scene of these kids looking at a video of somebody they beat up and then slowly following the guy out of the subway to beat his ass. And then another 3-minute of him slowly walking to whoop these kids' ass.
So I actually,
Slow walk.
and I'm sure not the only person who has this theory, but like at first I was talking to somebody about this last night. And we were kind of like, why did they focus on this kid for like no payoff later, right?
Yeah.
But the theory that like somebody threw at me, and I kind of think it could be a maybe, is if they go and they do more, right?
Mm-hmm.
That's probably Dick Grayson. It's probably Dick Grayson. It's Earth 2 version of Dick Grayson. So like maybe his parents died some other way, and he like ends up being inspired by Batman after that.
Is this a...
This is Earth 2.
You're shitting me.
No,
Did
no.
you know that?
I know it now.
So DC is kind of like given up
So
trying
what-
to make a multi-arc, single universe thing, kind of like Marvel did.
So
They-
wait,
they-
the last Batman was Earth 1?
Batfleck?
Yeah.
Yes.
So this is
This is Earth 2.
What? No, where was the Nolan Batman?
This was before DC had their plan. I don't know that has a designation.
Because,
Lord,
I mean,
I'm confused.
did you guys like the Nolan Batmans? I mean, I loved. I mean,
Sure.
Bane. I mean, I even like the.
Why
Bane.
you like Batman?
Yeah.
I
No.
can't. I mean, like obviously everybody loves Dark Knight. I love Dark Knight. I don't know if I like one or three better than the other. Like I think they're kind of about the same for me. I mean, one was the training movie. You know what I mean? Like one was the like, hey, let's make him Batman.
Oh, Bane was 3, Joker was 2, right?
Yeah,
For
and
the
then one
Nolans?
was
Ah, that's
Ra's
right.
al Ghul.
Yeah.
Which I was cool that like we finally got to see like a not like typical Batman villain, but at the same time like half that movie is just training.
Because wasn't Ra's al Ghul a big part of Court of Owls?
No.
No. Okay.
Court of Owls is the other thing.
Ra's al Ghul was Qui-Gon Jinn, right?
He was. That was Liam
Taken.
Take it.
Neeson. Also, yeah.
It's like he's like, I have a very set of specific skills, Batman.
Yeah, basically. He's like there to
Yeah.
train you and then kill you when you disagree with me.
I thought that movie could have easily been 2 hours and 15 minutes if they cut all the blow. I think.
I
I
I
feel.
think there's some cuts too, but I couldn't tell you what I thought could be cut.
Oh, like why did we have the motorcycle ride at the end?
Thank you. I bitched about
What?
that the whole ride home.
Like
I mean, well, you guys already said it. You were like, it's an artsy whatever. So that was the symbolic moment of I'm going this way and you're going that way.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
so like Hope's like, I loved all the riddles in this. I was like, yeah, I love a movie with riddles, but we didn't even get a minute fraction of a second to try to solve the riddle ourselves. All
No,
the
you
answers
were-
were instantly given to you.
Yeah.
It's like I know as a viewer you're an idiot.
Yeah.
So I'm just gonna beat you down.
They gave us a couple of seconds between some of them, like the what do they do? They lie thing one. There
they
was,
lie
there was
still.
yeah, they lie still. I mean, there was a break there.
Maybe
Like
literal seconds.
I was sitting there thinking about it.
I mean, I know you're a Mensa guy, but shit, man, it takes me at least 7 seconds.
I'm not that kind of Asian.
What did you guys think?
Okay, so go ahead, Al. You got your middle of the road take.
Yeah.
Because we
so-
were bitching.
so,
the whole-
no,
we were Mystery Science Theater 3000.
Yeah, I
know, it
feel
was
bad.
great.
I feel bad for whoever
I
sat
felt-
behind us.
I felt bad because
all
I
I
couldn't hear
did
half of
was
what you guys said.
all I did was talk, and then I'd say one thing to Ryan, and I'd turn to Nabil and say the same thing.
Yeah,
and it was
yeah.
like,
Because Nabil's like, what?
Yeah. I'm
um,
like, is this relevant? What's going on?
okay, so I went in with no expectations, but I went in thinking that Zoe Kravitz Catwoman was going to suck.
Yeah.
And I was pleasantly surprised that both Batman and Catwoman didn't suck.
Mhm.
Okay? I didn't think any of the characters actually sucked, which was great. So I thought they did a good job there. I thought Catwoman was great up until the one line about old white men having all the power. That's just, nobody needs to do it.
Yeah, it
If
was.
you're going to be woke somewhere else, in my opinion.
In fact, that was probably the one thing where like
It was like-
the race that they chose for her mattered. Like the
Yeah.
whole rest of that movie, like
Yeah, it's like,
she could have been purple, and it
Yeah.
wouldn't have meant anything.
So there was that. I liked the Batmobile. I thought it was cool.
Mm-hmm.
What was that?
I don't know. It looked like
It's a
an
souped up-
'84 Buick Skylark. I don't know what
It
it
looked
was.
like a souped-up muscle car.
GTO
It
or
was something.
GTX.
So yeah, they don't IMDb what that is yet. I haven't been able to.
I'm
find
sure you
out.
could Google
Yeah.
'cause it
2022
sounded
Batmobile.
Yeah, it
mean
sound-
as
yeah.
hell.
Dude,
So-
yeah, but yeah, that car chase, like you said, oh,
Yeah, very,
Um,
very, very good. Very good.
I wasn't so thrilled with the Riddler. I felt the Riddler
I'm
could
with
have,
you.
and maybe I'm conditioned to
Carrey.
with the Jim Carrey and the green coat and the all that. But it felt to me like the Riddler could have been like the guy from Saw or anything like that.
Mhm.
So that was
Yeah.
that was a kind of I didn't like that.
Yeah.
But I think for me, you had to deal with the 3 hours of sitting there.
that was long.
And
It was
at one
long.
point, Ryan leaned over and said, "What is this movie about?" And
I heard that, and I was kind of just like, is he kidding?
I think,
Yeah.
I think part of the problem is you have a 3 hour timeline.
Yeah.
And you have Batman story.
Yeah.
You have the Riddler story, and then you have the Catwoman, Falcone, Penguin story, and they're all sort of intertwined,
But also sort of not.
but also sort of not. And by the midway point, nothing's sort of coming together.
Can I ask a question that's kind of been bothering me? So at the end,
Mhm.
when he's in the Madison Square Garden alike,
Yeah.
and they're up on that little scoreboard thing,
Yeah.
spoilers obviously, you already gave
Yeah.
the warning, but
Yeah.
and the fake Riddler guy pulls the mask, and it kind of looks like the real Riddler. Did you follow that?
So I mean, like I kind of took that as it was supposed to be like one of those like 99% or 1%er things, because you've got all those people on the message board to like show up.
Yeah, but it looked like his face.
Maybe maybe they did that on purpose. I didn't catch that.
Yeah, but what was the purpose? I mean, I could also be misreading. I've been up since 4:30.
You know, we're all Riddler, whatever. No one of us is not Riddler. I don't know, like some like we are Legion, we are forever type thing.
Oh, one of us.
One of us.
I feel bad. Not to interrupt your thing, because I agree with almost all your points,
Yeah.
but I feel bad for Robert Pattinson in the movie choices. Like, I feel like the guy is a good actor. Like, I've seen him in other things.
Well,
I'm like,
I said earlier that he's going to be haunted by Twilight the rest of his life.
I think we're all smart enough though to be like that doesn't define him.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah, but
like
I
he's had
think-
enough other stuff by now.
I think Twilight and this are right down the same fucking highway.
Oh no.
I feel like they're in the same car,
Oh, no.
traveling the same path. I feel like this Batman was played
Mm-hmm.
overtly, kind of.
So this is Twilight Batman.
Didn't it feel like that?
I've never watched Twilight, so I can't help you.
Bruce definitely was sort of a sad sack in this version, but like I have specific thoughts on Bruce, which I'll get to.
I mean, he was a sad sack in the way of
like
he wasn't brooding. It was just like, this guy's a wet fucking noodle.
Here's
Kinda.
let me get back to
Sorry.
one other thing I disliked was it was always raining.
Yeah, I leaned over at one point and said, "Hey, we're in Seattle. I mean,
Yeah.
Gotham."
And the other thing that drove me nuts was it was always raining, yet they were riding motorcycles every friggin' where.
Yeah.
And that car chase scene, you couldn't see anything. You could see, like, when Colin Farrell was like, "How is this guy seeing anything?" Like,
Yeah.
it was. They were in the monsoon season in Brazil where they filmed this movie.
Yeah. They used a lot of rain towers or whatever the heck they were.
I think I read somewhere that they like shot in 4 different cities like that all had the metropolitan look, just to like so you couldn't ever really distinguish which one it was.
Was it shot in, like, that opening scene looked like Times Square?
I heard London. I heard Chicago.
Toronto had to be in there somewhere.
I don't know if Toronto was. I think New York was one of them. There was a 4th one too. I don't remember.
I think
Maybe
they filmed
Detroit.
something in Pittsburgh because it looked like a lot of
Steel Motor City.
well, the bridges.
Maybe. What else? Anything else?
Whatchamacallit, Commissioner Gordon, that guy's good. He's a good actor. So
I'm almost positive because they've already greenlit 2 spinoffs from this movie to HBO Max, like shows. Yeah. So one of them's a Gotham PD one where he's the star. It's gonna be like a 6 episode, and then they're giving Colin Farrell a 6 episode as the Penguin.
That's something.
Yeah. So I mean, those will both be. Yeah, but I mean, did you not like Commissioner Gordon? Do you think he was?
I love that. I love
Batman?
him in Westworld.
Mm-hmm.
I just
wasn't he in a?
Maybe
James
I was just
Bond?
in a bad mood.
Yeah, he was Felix Leiter.
Yeah, that's who he was.
But
in the newer
I mean,
ones.
their relationship was really kind of like
they were dating.
Like Oldman and in the Nolan Batman as Commissioner Gordon. Like you're like, wow, like you can get his motivation. Like in this world, I don't understand why. I mean, we're all diehard comic book fans, obviously, but so I get his motivation, but like. Not that you need a motivation.
Well,
so
that's that was another storyline that was going on that was tied in with the Falcone Penguin.
There was like a sort of trust dynamic with them.
Was the was the criminal element of the police force.
Right.
Yeah. So you add that. That's a fourth sort of storyline that you're dealing with in your.
So that kind of touches on one of my thoughts about this movie, and I guess it could be a pro or a con. A lot of times with these movies, and we kind of said it with Batman Begins, right? Like they start, and you got to slide through all the bullshit. Spider-Man 1, Batman Begins, whatever.
I did like how they didn't have to do that setup.
Yeah.
So I called that the sequel in the first movie syndrome, which is you are already at the status of the second movie without having had to go through all the bullshit, but it's the first movie. And so, like, with them, you're right, like, you don't really get to see, like, where their relationship started. But honestly, like you said, we're all diehard comic fans. We fucking know. They bonded over something.
I mean, even the regular person knows a Batman now. It's kind of ubiquitous. It's like American pop culture.
Yeah, I mean, and they did the same thing in Batman v Superman, you know what I mean? It's like, seeing it in a montage was enough.
Like, I mean, I thought Justice League was a way better movie than this. And
Woof.
Like, I'm serious, dude.
Wait, which cut?
Yeah.
Either one.
No. And that one was 4 hours. The second, whatever the Snyder cut.
Yeah, I don't know. It was.
That's another one that could have been shorter, but that's a whole other episode.
I liked comic book villains better than this band. And that's the worst movie ever made.
I asked you, I said, did you ever see The Room? And you were like, yeah, this was worse. And I'm like, what?
The Room is Citizen Kane compared to...
I can't believe you don't like comic book villains still.
Yeah.
So...
Anybody out there, watch comic book villains and comment anywhere we can comment.
So I don't know if I mean, it's kind of weird because we all have different opinions walking out of this movie. I don't know who's in the minority or majority here. I feel like the reviews are raves, so maybe I'm in the majority, you guys are the minority, or maybe, that's just a bunch of yuppies getting paid to say good things.
Because, man, are the reviews for this movie from critics are just...
I saw like 4s and 5s.
Yeah.
Really?
Off
They're
the
loving
chart.
it?
Oh,
yeah.
God.
Yeah, so I gave it a 4.
Dude, like, I've read groundbreaking,
Yeah.
masterpiece. I'm like,
Yeah.
were we in the same thing? That's why I tend to doubt myself. I was like, maybe I was in a bad mood.
Maybe you're just an idiot.
Well, I wasn't going to say that, but I mean, that's why I kind of brought up that thing about expectations before, because, like, if you walk into a movie and you're thinking one thing and you don't get it, it'll color, your perception. So,
point.
you know what I mean? If you, went in, like, being like, oh, man, I'm ready for some bat nipples, and instead you get actual Detective Batman, it's going to be, well, what the fuck is this?
All right.
Yeah, but aren't you always ready for...
Was he actual Detective Batman? Because...
He just knew shit off the cuff.
Oh, he saw a bloody footprint that the other guy didn't see.
Yeah.
Whoop-de-fucking do!
Yeah.
My favorite scene in the whole thing was when it took him 20 minutes to slide the dining room table out of the way.
Yeah.
And then he drew the Charlie Day trying to explain shit.
Yeah, I love that on the floor.
Map on the floor.
Yeah.
Dude, have you ever heard of a piece of paper?
Nope.
Maybe a whiteboard?
Get your vision board out, dog.
Yeah.
Plan your future.
So
Jeez.
I wanna go back for a second to the Riddler. So I having had time to think about this a little bit. I don't remember reading the Riddler like this in the comics, but I do remember getting a Riddler like this in the Arkham games. So if you ever played the Arkham games, he was a lot like Saw and like psychotic. And
Did
in
you feel like who's the killer guy in the Batman universe?
Hush. I mean, there's a bunch of killer guys. Zaz.
Oh, I was thinking it's Victor Zaz.
Yeah, I'd love to see Victor Zaz in a movie.
Kind of had that.
Yeah. So, but like thinking about that, like if we're thinking about it that way, he matches that version of the Riddler. If you're thinking about 1966, Jim Carrey
Is that
was
the guy that puts
matched
the
it.
marks on him?
Yeah, every
Yeah,
kills
okay,
every
yeah.
kills a tally.
I'd like to see the Mad Hatter, as a.
I would just love to see anybody that's not your atypical villains. And speaking of that, do we want to? No, we don't want to talk about it.
Wait, I thought you were gonna say, do we need another Batman Joker movie?
Well, I was gonna say like, so again, I mean, we already told you guys there were spoilers, but the Joker's like in the last 10 minutes of this movie, or we're pretty sure it's the Joker. I don't know if he was in the credits or not, but like,
No, I read a thing last night on a blog that said they even said the kid's name. But
Joaquin?
yeah, it's definitely not Joaquin.
No.
It's not him?
It
No.
sounded like a young guy.
it's a younger kid, yeah.
So they're gonna make Joker like young. Okay. So
I remembered one of the trailers. It's the Elvis movie. Duh.
oh yeah, that was the trailer. Didn't
like, I don't give a shit about Elvis, but that movie looks good.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, yeah, because Tom Hanks is like his like shady manager. That's gonna be great.
Well, even The Rock as Crypto
Yeah,
looks
yeah.
awesome.
Oh yeah. So we could give a resounding recommendation for DC Super Pets without having seen it yet.
I love that.
Well, it's The
trailer.
Rock and Kevin Hart.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're going to be idiots.
It's like Pets Part 3.
Yeah.
Yeah, but like good. I mean, hopefully.
Yeah, I mean, you know that's gonna be good.
So Bruce Wayne. And this is another one that I heard a lot of people. He was a good Batman, but he's not a good Bruce Wayne. I'm gonna agree up to the point that like, in this movie, it was almost pretty clear that he was fully committed to being Batman.
So
right?
wait, so
he was Batman all the time.
What does that mean?
What?
What does that mean that you just said?
Fully committed to being Batman?
Yeah.
There wasn't really a Bruce Wayne.
He was
like,
spending so much time.
Oh, he's not like a playboy.
right.
So-
Because that's what a lot of people were
So
complaining about.
theoretically, in the next movie,
Yeah.
I'll get my Bruce Wayne
Yeah.
where he's millionaire playboy,
Ideally.
with the hot chicks.
So because-
and the fast
Out of a
cars.
Robert Pattinson Batman?
Yeah. So I
I'm not
caught.
saying that he's actually going to pull it off.
So there's a moment at the very end. I don't know if you caught it or not. Close to the end, anyway. When he's interrogating Riddler, right? He's got this look. And it's almost like a look of fucking like shock when he thinks the Riddler knows who he is, right? Like because we figure out that he doesn't. He's just like talking about Bruce Wayne. But in that moment, he's like, "Holy shit! I need to fucking cultivate Bruce Wayne because if not, my shit's gonna like get figured out by the
See,
next guy."
I gotta stop. We gotta stop this conversation right
Ooh, why?
because this is where
Hmm.
this overblown kind of movie critic horseshit.
Hmm.
Like, I looked into Robert Pattinson's eye and I knew that then. Where are you pulling this out of? Your asshole?
No, I was watching the movie right next to you.
So you saw a twinkle in Cedric Diggory's eye that said, "Hey, this fucker
The
is
dude-
gonna really grow into Bruce Wayne."
Well, no, he looked more like I'm about to shit my pants because I haven't done shit like to distinguish myself from my alter ego. Because like he's like, oh shit, Riddler just figured me out.
Oh, how about this?
Twinkle.
Twilight. Can we get a moment of privacy? And all the cops leave,
Yeah.
and Commissioner Gordon and Batman are standing in.
And they leave and go where though, Al?
They're like
They're just sitting outside.
They're sitting outside a cage.
They go 11 feet away.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
And then they're talking like this. Hey, well, yeah.
And then somehow Jim Gordon still has his job after that. Oh, because he got punched in the face.
He's like, oh,
Yeah.
and how about this? This one really fucking rocked my boat.
Ooh, I love this.
How about when he finds the Russian girl that was at Penguin's Club,
Uh-huh.
and then it's on the thumb drive. How we figured that one fucking out? Whatever. Great detective, amazing.
Yeah.
But then Gordon puts it into the computer. He's like, "Oh shit, this just went out on my personal Twitter. I'm gonna really get in trouble for this one. Ah, fuck it." Blah blah blah. Then he starts talking to Batman. I was like, "Wait a minute, you just released a dead all this shit. You're getting fired. You're getting raped in jail. You're all this shit."
Nah. Jim Gordon could like do no wrong apparently. He could like talk down any cop and be like, "Hey, give me a second."
Did he become the commissioner by the end of that movie?
He did not.
Because I started falling asleep.
In fact, the one dude who was the commissioner that got saw boxed into his head or whatever. I thought after that Jim would be the commissioner.
Oh,
or
his
some other guy.
partner?
That's what he said.
Yeah.
He's like, I grew up with this guy. So I'm like, okay, so you should be next in line, right? There's some other schmuck. Well, he was. He's just like,
No, I.
he's like, you got 2 minutes, Jim, and he walks out of the room. What are they whispering? Why don't you reopen the door and find out?
And everybody, like 19 people, are just standing there, like.
And then
we're gonna go, we're gonna get you when you get out of there.
And I bet you after that, Jim didn't take any scrutiny because they're like, oh well, you got punched in the face. But forget the 2 minutes before where you were whispering with Batman.
And you have DeJesus as Falcone.
We
I
haven't
say
talked
Falcone,
about
but
this yet.
Yeah.
So I thought he did great.
that guy can chew scenery like
Yeah.
a fucking T-Rex.
Yeah.
And he didn't really get to breathe in this movie. I mean, I understand
Well,
Falcone's understated.
But every point that he was in, it was like these quick little bursts. They didn't.
Yeah, it's not.
'Cause
Like,
that-
it's not like
those-
he was bad in the parts we saw him in.
But that's what I was saying about those the Falcone, Penguin, Catwoman, and the corrupt police. It's
Basically,
like
the
four
whole- everybody-
storylines that were like they kept hitting on him so quickly,
They were
almost.
hitting
that-
on him?
That interaction between Bruce Wayne and I say Falcone. Is it Falcone?
Falcone.
Okay. Between Bruce and Falcone going into
The church or the
Yeah.
city hall or whatever.
yeah, when they're going back and forth, he's like, "My father took the Hippocratic oath," and then Falcone just starts laughing his
Yeah,
ass
he's
off. I
like-
was like, "Ooh,
Yeah.
that's what I wanted to see more of."
Mhm.
You know?
Well,
Yeah.
at one point, I leaned over.
Well, yeah,
and I
like
said,
everybody just
"It's-
kept visiting him.
It's the Departed.
Kinda.
And that movie was bloated too, and too
Right.
fucking long.
Oh yeah, but
Not
you
3
know,
hours.
he was selling his other partners down the road.
Yeah.
He was ratting them out.
FBI informant.
Yeah. You're telling me he's an FBI informant? Yeah.
Mhm.
And that's exactly what Falcone was.
I'm kind of sad that they killed him. I wouldn't have been upset with seeing him again. But-
Did you think that Catwoman was, spoilers, his daughter?
No.
throughout the I mean,
no.
that was kind of.
So he said that he liked Catwoman. I know you
That
generally.
was more of a like when he embraced her in the club, like that first scene they met.
Yeah.
That was like looking back, that was really sexual and kind
It
of
was-
very odd.
There was a few moments in the movie that was creepy.
Well, so she doesn't tell him until she's about to shoot him that you're my dad, but like at the same time,
Oh, he didn't. Oh, that's right.
yeah, he didn't know.
either.
Yeah,
So
that's
like
right.
that's okay.
Okay, well then, yeah, I stand corrected.
But she also said that she'd been being brought to that club her whole life. So I guess maybe there was already. That also means like he saw her as a 7-year-old and then again as an adult. So you could go back to feeling like it was creepy.
It was creepy.
What else did you?
Jesus was creepy.
I think so. I mean, she was fine, but I felt like the directors didn't know what to do with her because they like. This is one of the critiques that I do agree with, and I think the whole thing between her and Batman was forced.
Let me. Quick interruption.
Quick.
If you put this movie as murder mystery, the movie,
Mhm.
and take kind of like him wearing the Batman costume, you wouldn't think twice about it. And I also think you wouldn't like it as much.
Who, me?
Yeah.
Well, I mean, if he wasn't Batman, he was. I mean, there.
I'm just saying, Batman wasn't really Batman. Catwoman wasn't really Catwoman. They just wore the costume, and that's where the correlations ended for me.
I guess yeah. I guess I went into it hoping that they were going to be grounded, and they were.
I like Joker with Joaquin Phoenix was grounded.
Yeah. So
This was Under Earth.
well. So I'll tell you why I thought it was grounded. Right. He took hits. Like he wasn't like able to counter everything. The dude was not a perfect fighter, and it wasn't like because he
That's
was.
because Ra's al Ghul hasn't gotten
He
him.
Well,
took 15 point-blank shotgun blasts to the chest and
Yeah.
just kept on chugging.
Yeah. Also, we had like 10 minutes left of this movie, right? And they're talking about these van bombs that are about to explode, right?
Yeah.
He didn't save them, and I sat there and I listened to that. And I'm like, thank you for not being like every other superhero movie where somehow in the clutch you get it. Like you are a human and you have limits, and you have just shown us them. Dude was about to fall into the water and he got saved by Catwoman. Like he's not perfect, and I was okay with that. Versus like larger than life.
Well, then, like...
I was disappointed I didn't get popcorn. That was my own fault.
I asked you if you wanted
I know, and I
popcorn.
said no. And
You
but
I
at-
fucking went
You
for
had
the
popcorn on
reasons.
either side of you.
I know, but at the end I was.
And I had
disappointed.
popcorn sitting ready
I
for
know.
you to grab.
I know, but your wife was there,
I-
so I,
I
didn't
actually was gonna
wanna
ask
shut my
you-
bounds.
I was going to
Never
ask you
mind.
about the popcorn trick, but then I realized you both had separate bags. I'm like, well, this isn't going to work.
I don't got a popcorn trick with my wife.
You don't
I'm
gotta,
sorry,
but you
take care of
can.
Yeah.
Spice up your life a little, Jesus.
You can't spice up what's already caliente, sir.
Ooh,
Oh,
caliente.
you know what I'm saying?
I
No.
can't even speak that language.
All right. So I'm going to ask a question that I know I'm not going to want the answer to, but I'm going to ask it anyway. Where do you rank this in your Batman movies?
Bottom.
Bottom.
For me, bottom.
Bottom. Okay.
And
We're-
again,
We're just counting live action.
I
'cause
want
mean,
to
there's
come
too many
at
other
this as sometimes when you go to movies, like I wasn't in a bad mood, but I'm tired after a long week. I could think maybe I was in the wrong frame of mind. Like I liked the female Ghostbusters the first time I saw it. Then I watched it again.
Wow.
I'm like, what?
Yeah, I was
I
gonna
was
say
was I
like
drunk or
that.
high?
I was
So
gonna
what
say
you're
that.
saying is if you rewatch this on HBO Max, you might be like, all right.
I might, but as of now, I mean, maybe
I'm gonna
the Clooney one's under it, but
Yeah.
it's close.
I'm gonna predict that in whatever 44 days when this is on, or 45 days when it's on HBO Max, and you rewatch it, you're gonna match Al and give it a 2.5.
Could be.
I'm not. I mean, I don't
Plus,
think.
I'm also like not like one of these fucking internet dipshits. It's like if you like this movie, you're a fucking idiot. I mean, some things
No.
don't just hit you
It's
right,
not.
you
It's
know?
not. It's not. It doesn't have to be about the absolutes.
I mean, I had fun watching it.
Yeah.
I feel like
I was gonna
really
say,
do
like,
feel bad for
When,
whoever's sitting
when
behind us.
I heard you say at the end, you're like, I hated this. I'm like, he didn't seem like he wasn't liking it while he was watching, but
If Al wasn't there to break balls and
Yeah.
just notoriously shred this movie from top to bottom,
Yeah.
I did say let's make them kiss a number of times because it seemed like every time Batman and Catwoman were on screen together, it was like they were. It was just like
I
they
just-
were waiting for it.
I-
Kiss!
I just keep thinking back to the recent comics where she left him at the altar, and I'm just like, she's just gonna leave you. Just walk away.
Who
She's
pulled
got
the-
commitment issues.
when the water was filling up the bathtub at Madison Square Garden, who pulled the plug at the end to let all the water out? I thought that was kind of odd.
Somebody let all the water out?
Yeah, the water started to dissipate.
I didn't see that.
I was like, they blew the seawalls around the city.
Yeah, water ain't going anywhere.
Yeah, I was
I
like,
think
mean-
they did it just for an effect.
I was gonna say because like when he did the little journal entry thing, like in the next scene, most of the city we still looked like it was underwater.
yeah, like you could tell. Go back in time on this Bruce Wayne's life. He was listening to My Chemical Romance, shopping at Hot Topic. He had one of those attached tails that we were talking about a couple episodes ago. Like he was this dude, you could tell. And then Bang Boom Pow, his parents get
He's got a
clapped.
9 Inch Nails shirt.
So
Yeah.
so I'm actually curious. Like, I don't need to see it in a movie, but I'd love to know if in the next one if they mentioned like where else he trained, because it sounds like the only thing they brought up was that Alfred taught him how to fight. Like Alfred said that at one point.
Alfred was good.
Andy Serkis is the fucking man in everything.
He can pretty much do no wrong.
God
He's one of those
damn.
guys.
He's
He was a
just so
fucking
good.
ape 3 times.
He was an ape. He was Gollum.
He was Claw.
He was Claw.
He was awesome as that too.
Have you ever heard of Wakanda?
Isn't Claw's actual subtitle in the Marvel Universe Claw the Unconquerable?
I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know.
I just remember when he used to be like a
We
lame
need
that
to
was on the like,
No, I think that's a DC guy.
wasn't he like one of the
That's a DC guy.
Furious
Yeah.
4 or whatever they were called?
Can't remember anything anymore.
The Fateful 4? I don't know. The ones with
Frightful?
like Medusa and
Frightful.
Frightful. Wasn't he one of those?
Yeah, and then they had the Sinister Six, and somewhere in between is the Fast and the Furious.
Yeah, no, they've never quite figured out the number of like we need this many, like to be able to be our villain.
Yeah,
Shit, Spider-Man still didn't lose in the Sinister War, did he? Every freaking Sinister Six member comes back.
No, he never loses. It's weird.
Well, actually, maybe he did lose. He's
So what were the trailers? We saw the Elvis.
Yeah, Super
We
Pets.
saw Super Pets.
Yeah,
And there was at least two other ones.
yeah, I don't remember. I mean, did the DC montage count as one of them?
No, that doesn't count.
Okay.
Flash says, "Are you in?"
Yeah.
Yeah, we're in. We're comic book nerds. We're gonna watch all this crap.
Yeah.
Boy, I really don't give a shit about DC movies anymore.
Really?
I really don't. I really could just give a fucking shit less.
I think. So what do we got left for this year? Black Adam, Flash, and Aquaman. And I think I'm interested in them in that order.
Really, I liked the first Aquaman.
I just don't know where they're gonna go with them. I
Maybe
mean,
I'm just a complete fucking mouth breathing dipshit because I like.
did you ever play Injustice? Were you that guy that was spamming people on the internet with Aquaman?
I never play fighting games online
Okay. So.
because I don't want to be called the N word by a 7-year-old.
So when Injustice came out for the first time, right? There were 2 characters that saw the limelight in that game, and one of them was Aquaman because and like he was just way too good. Everybody's like, oh wow, he's being redeemed for being the Shemp of the DC universe, and Deathstroke, who isn't a Shemp, but he was also just way too good. So
Originally, when Aquaman, if he was out of the water for too long, he'd lose. Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, like I think it was like he could only be out of the water for an
I
hour.
thought he was like a halfling.
No, this is back. I mean,
Before we determined that he was like the
Yeah.
product of two worlds.
Now, I did hear some more other scuttlebutt about
Ooh.
some Marvel properties.
Ooh, what?
This just came out a couple days ago.
Ooh, Scuttle.
That the new Captain Marvel movie just wrapped. And it
oh,
was
with our favorite actress.
Yeah.
Oh, I love her.
Well, this has to do with it, and it kicks her in the ass, which I
Oh.
kind of like. So they changed the title from like Captain Marvel to
To the Marvels.
to the Marvels.
Yeah, well that's
So
been
it's
nothing.
Kamala Khan.
Are you just hearing about this? This has been a thing.
Wait, I'm not
No.
done.
Oh.
So Kevin Feige was interviewed. You
Uh-huh.
remember when Captain Marvel first came on the scene? He's like, she's the most powerful. She's the badass.
Yeah.
She's going to be the Avenger linchpin going forward.
Yeah.
So now he's like, actually, she's third most powerful. And he announced, Kevin Feige said that Benedict Cumberbatch is going to be, Doctor Strange is going to be like the new Iron Man instead of Captain Marvel.
Mhm.
Because of the backlash, I think, from
I'm sure he
all
did.
the things
She
she
really
said.
confirmed that though.
Well, of course he's never going to.
Okay.
But I mean, when you're dealing with billions of dollars,
Yeah.
Here's the thing though, right? Like we always have to take what these guys say with a grain of salt. Like if you tell me up and
Kevin Feige, you have to take his word with a grain of salt.
sure, because what if he changes
Why
his
would he
mind?
say that if it didn't mean anything?
No. I mean, like the first time around when he said the thing about Captain Marvel being the linchpin,
True.
you could change your mind. I've heard lots of things about like plots for shows changing because of COVID,
But
which
people
is stupid. But
cannot stand her.
why? I don't know what the problem is.
Dude, she's.
Play stupid games, win stupid prizes.
Well, I just think
mean, you
she's
say
not a
stupid
good
things.
actress for Captain Marvel. I thought she's very stiff. I think she's kind of just.
I mean, I guess I don't have any like real like barometer for Carol Danvers to know whether she's supposed to be stiff. Actually, that's a lie. I've seen Carol Danvers in one other property, and she was stiff in that too.
Yeah, but
She was in the X-Men cartoon in the '90s as Miss Marvel, and she just came off as a frigid bitch.
like
So maybe they
Miss
kept the
Marvel
casting
and
perfect.
Captain Marvel is like my second favorite character. I own her complete run.
Yeah.
Like she's not a stick in the mud kind of like. I don't know, like even the chick who played Phoenix in the last awful X-Men
Oh.
movie, I thought she was like more likable in that role than
Oh, is that the girl from Game
Game
of
of
Thrones?
Thrones.
Oh.
Yeah. I was more
Okay.
interested in Jessica Chastain,
yeah.
the head of the Debari.
But I was like I was so pumped for that movie, and I was like,
I enjoyed it. I like
because she's great in Scott Pilgrim.
yeah.
She's great
I
in a
like
lot
period
of
pieces.
shit. But I just think as Captain Marvel's just kind of
She's
fell
great in
flat.
Honda commercials.
Yeah, that's true.
Um,
I even like her Twitch streams.
Well, who knows? Maybe they'll tweak her. I mean, I don't know.
Yeah.
I mean, if they
What other
get
news did you hear?
Scuttlebutt.
Scuttlebutt.
I think I scuttled all the butt.
Ooh,
Yeah.
nice. What did
I've
it?
just been watching a ton of like dissection videos
Of
on the
that-
Doctor Strange
Oh,
trailer.
oh, Doctor Strange. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. No. So like that's why like I'm already like on the like okay this is gonna be the theater rental movie for the year.
Yeah.
Because it was either gonna be that or Thor, and nobody's said Bo Peep about Thor yet, which I'm kind of worried. Like they don't want to say anything until after Doctor Strange.
Well, that's what I keep telling people. People
Yeah.
keep asking me, like, at the shop, they ask me questions about this, that, and
Yeah.
the other thing.
Yeah.
I'm like, we got Doctor Strange coming out, and that's going to
Yeah.
open a million doors
Yeah.
because of
Literally.
the multiverse, you know?
Literally.
Did you
Yeah.
see all of those Doc Strange books are going through the roof on the hot list?
Yeah.
Like the 169 is
Yeah.
up, and
Giggity.
just a bunch. And I own like multiple copies of
Yeah.
that.
So
Take it easy,
it's
Mike.
it's the same thing. We
I own
got
that at a 9.8, a 9.9.
Moon Knight coming, then we got Doctor Strange, then we got Thor down the road. So I think,
All right.
you know,
Let me. There's one in the middle of those, and I know you guys are gonna be like
Morby.
Yeah, Morby. Morby's the day after Moon Knight.
Here's the problem that I have with Morby.
Uh-huh.
Love the character.
Uh-huh.
Me too.
Waiting to see what they're going to do with him.
Mhm.
But
The news trailer's really good. They just
Yeah,
put out the
the-
final
okay,
trailer, and you
so-
can see more of the vamp look.
okay,
Yeah.
so you got
It looks nice.
anytime Sony's involved,
Uh-huh.
we get this. Well, it's not it's not the 616.
It's gonna be great or it's gonna suck. It's really
Right.
extreme with them.
So if it's not in the actual MCU and it's like this
some other universe that
Yeah.
we don't know about.
what if Elseworlds, whatever you want to call it.
Yeah.
do I really care? I mean, I'm gonna watch it.
Well, I mean, for that reason, like that's kind of where we're at with DC. I mean, DC doesn't really have an
Right,
MCU
but-
type universe, so you just gotta
okay,
watch them and
so-
see if you enjoy them.
So I'm the next director of the next big DC movie.
Yeah,
We're
yeah.
gonna call it the Super Friends, right? What
Yeah.
Batman am I getting? What Superman am I getting? What what Flash am I getting?
Yeah,
Am I getting the Flash from the TV show or am I getting the Flash from the movie?
I'd go for the TV show, but that's just me.
Right, but this is the thing. Kevin Feige, however you pronounce his name, I'm not sure on that. And if I'm wrong, don't sue me. But he would say, "This is the MCU.
Yeah.
This is who you're getting. This is who you can use. If you don't like it, you can't use them.
Yeah.
Don't use them."
Yeah,
And I think that's where DC's missing the boat is
All these
This-
disparate
well
things.
they're looking at like we have a movie
yeah,
and Marvel's looking like we have a universe.
yeah. DC never sold off all their properties. They've got their whole stable to play with,
Right, but who are we missing from Marvel? Hulk and Namor, and we can get
and the Spidey characters, and
that. Listen, Disney's only letting them play with them until they figure out how to yank them back.
I feel the same way as you do on
Yeah.
that. Yeah.
I mean, Sony knows at this point what kind of like what they're working with, so they're probably never gonna let it go. I mean, like look how well Spider-Man.
Yeah, but money
No Way
talks
Home
and
went.
bullshit fucking walks.
Yeah.
Right,
Disney's
and look
got
at the numbers
money.
on No Way Home. It's the
Yeah.
third highest grossing film of all time now.
Yeah, but I mean, if you're offered $4 billion or something,
I think they're in it for the long game. Speaking of that, I mean, I know you watch a little bit of anime. Did you see who won the streaming wars? And it was kind of related to Sony. So Sony owns controlling interest in Funimation, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then Sony bought Crunchyroll.
Oh, that's right. I
Yeah.
heard that.
So, and that happened a couple months ago. That was some anime scuttlebutt. So the question was, who was going to make it through to the other side? Red Hot Chili Pepper style. And Crunchyroll won. Funimation's migrating all their content to Crunchyroll, and Funimation will be going away.
Dude, video game shit is getting odd. Like Microsoft just bought
Elden
Activision,
And what's that other one? The big one.
Bethesda.
Oh, that was
like,
a big one.
Dude, like, it's gonna be an Xbox world.
I know.
Oh.
Which is funny because PS5 I think is outselling Series X like 2-1.
Did you ever get your son that Xbox? that he
This
wanted?
kid's he's into the virtual reality. The
Oculus?
What is he,
the
a
Oculus.
robot? What is he, a
Oh,
damn robot?
It's
A
ridiculous.
robot?
Have you ever played those?
I have PSVR, yeah.
I put on that Oculus.
I love it.
And I not only do you think you're in another world, but if anybody's filming it, you look like a complete fucking idiot.
I physically am not built
Yeah.
for that. I had PSVR and it made me sick. Like I threw up in it.
Now, not to get into this
Tried to sell
this
it.
weird question, but maybe your son's friend. Does your son's friend ever come over and look at adult content through virtual
what?
reality?
No,
Because
no.
that's supposed to be
really.
real nice.
I hadn't thought about
real
that.
nice.
I hadn't thought about
Why
it.
does
Well,
that
maybe you
be-
should think about it.
That's where
Why does
all
it have to be his friend?
that's where all technology advances from. Anyway,
Porn, yeah.
porn advances it all. We went from DVD to Blu-ray because of porn.
And VHS to DVD.
Yeah, but because of porn.
Nice.
Porn, and then we got the internet because of porn.
I like listening to my porn on 8-track. I'm like really
Wow.
kind of old school.
I'm kind of laserdisc with mine.
You want to put it on one of those 8mm pictures?
I got one of those wax cylinders that kind of just drag the needle.
I've got an abacus where once you move them all over, they look like a woman.
I like Braille too.
Oh
like,
my God.
like in that Robin Hood movie.
Is that Men in Tights?
Men in Tights.
Oh, Mel Brooks, yeah. This is
She's
my
got
son.
great boobs.
Oh, that's Blinken.
Yeah.
I love that movie with Carrie Ellis.
Are you playing any video games lately? You playing Elden Ring?
So I started playing Elden Ring, and I clearly am an idiot. I worked for GameStop for years. I never paid attention to who the companies were that made the Souls games.
FromSoft.
Yeah, I never paid attention, I said.
Okay.
So I bought Elden Ring, and I started playing it, and I'm like, why does this feel like a Souls game? Oh, shit.
Oh, you didn't know?
Oh, shit, this is a Souls game.
Never gotten into a Souls game?
I like to enjoy my games. I don't like to throw my controllers because my character died and I lost everything.
Dude, when I lost my literal life to Bloodborne.
Yeah.
I platinumed
I
that
don't.
game.
Yeah, I don't want to be that person that like
Ooh, it
gets
was
really
bad.
sad because of a game I'm trying to play for enjoyment. So I'm probably gonna finish it because I
I
already
like
started
Tetris.
it. Oh yeah,
Al lost his life to Tetris for a good couple weeks.
yeah, and then
Dude, I'm not allowed to have Tetris anymore.
we can get you Dr. Mario. It's the name brand equivalent.
Yeah.
I used to ask dudes D's for Mario 2.
Ooh.
That's no joke.
I was more of a Mario World kind of guy.
Yeah, you millennial piece
Mar-
of shit.
Oh, Mario 3 with
Which
the
was the-
raccoon one.
Which one? Yeah, Mario 3 is the one with the raccoon where
Yeah.
you could fly.
Yeah.
That's all of them now.
Yeah.
You know?
But that's where you first, like, yeah.
And then you get into Mario 64. That shit was no jokey. The first 3D one.
Oh my god. When you look back on that, the 3D
Dude,
does not hold up well.
I remember being a little shitbird
Yeah.
punk going into Toys R
Mr.
Us,
Shipbird.
and there was a the kiosk where you used to be able to
Yeah,
test
just
games.
sit-
Oh,
And
the
I
iconic
saw
thing.
this Mario from across the hall. I was like, Jesus shit.
I mean, it was definitely a marvel in like,
Yeah, I was like-
gaming.
It's like that's a thing. Now you look at it now, you're like, fuck.
Yeah, they.
This sucks.
I remember when they remade that for the first time on like the 3DS or something, and I like was just like, it was just the same graphics though, and you're like, huh, why did I want to play this again? I mean, the nostalgia was there.
I mean, bringing it back to Batman, those awful fucking Batman and Superman games on the N64, the one where you flew through rings.
Yeah.
Yeah, but
I'm kind of happy that they never got around to making like a Arkham style Superman game because he's just too OP. Like, how could you do it? They do instead of like detective mode. You know how you go into detective, it'd be like investigative journal mode.
did you ever sell that ColecoVision you had?
Actually, I have that whatchamacallit.
Was it ColecoVision or
No, it's
Intellivision?
no, it's Commodore
Oh,
64.
that's right.
Nice.
Yeah.
Oh, on that note, I mean this is more business than it is podcast news, but I've been coming into a lot of vinyls over the last couple of weeks. Like,
Oh,
the
have you?
collection.
What have you been finding?
You gotta pay attention to the post, buddy. Last week,
Dude, I can't keep up with your fucking dude.
yeah,
Wait a minute.
No, so
no,
the-
no.
Do
Stop,
it.
Stop.
Yeah, with all his posts.
So Al and I were sitting.
I
there,
don't.
right?
Do we want to go down this path?
I do. I have
okay,
to.
go ahead.
Oh,
So the picture comes through.
oh yeah.
I see a sultry young Nabil,
Yeah.
shirtless,
Yeah,
Yeah.
like fresh out of the shower. Nabil.
laying down, looking sultrily into my eyes. I'm like, what the? I go to
I
the picture.
got-
I was like, what the fuck is this?
I got the exact reaction out of you that I wanted.
Yeah.
Oh, he got the exact reaction out of me.
Yeah.
He wanted,
Yeah.
not some broad down the road you're trying to get play from.
No, that probably
Then you changed it.
that probably scared him off. Yeah,
Then
no,
you
That-
changed
those
it
are the
back again.
sunglasses.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You went to cool guy sunglasses. Then you went to Clerk's t-shirt guy.
Yeah.
And well, first of all, I should be getting first dibs on the vinyls. What did you get?
last week was Abbey Road,
Yeah.
Prince, Batman, 1989.
Ooh,
Do you
that's
still
a good
have
one.
that?
I do.
That's
Do you have it with you?
I don't.
the Bat Dance is a great song.
Yeah, that's
Oh,
on there.
It's the black with the gold.
See, now that's the
That's-
difference.
that's
That's
the
the
album.
difference. With Batman '89 had that badass Prince. We're gonna have a Batman movie. And you know what? We're gonna get that purple guy from Minnesota to do
Yeah.
all the songs.
Yeah.
Right?
Who thought
And
that?
he did the Bat Dance and then all these freaking crazy songs, and they were all pretty decent.
Oh,
Uh,
awesome.
And this one, we got a freaking Nirvana song played over 35 freaking times.
so,
Something in the Way is the name of that Nirvana song.
so
Yeah.
oh,
Look it up if you want to fucking blow your brains out.
So I'm taking 7 a week from the collection, right? So that was the Bat one, that was the Abbey Road, there was Thriller.
Do you still have that?
Still have that.
Okay, that's another one I'll buy.
Empire Strikes Back, that I sold. Halloween 4, which sold for $100.
What's that? Just
H2
Michael Myers
Is
walking
that
around?
H2O?
No, it's Curse of Michael Myers.
It's just Michael Myers walking around with that.
It's the one with the little clown girl, the niece. You ever see it? Either way, it's number 4. It sold for $100. First Nightmare on Elm Street, which hasn't sold yet, but that's $110. Yeah, these are fucking.
What are you gonna charge? What are you gonna charge me for this?
We can talk business after. The horror ones are the ones that were the most.
Is that Frank's?
And then this week I got a new batch today. Those I do have.
What do you got?
Today we had The Fly number 2.
Brundlefly?
Like
Grundlefly?
no, like Goldblum.
Yeah, Brundlefly.
Oh, okay, yeah, Brundlefly. Hellraiser. Chucky, like Child's Play. French version.
Oh,
Jesus, what is he doing?
I have no clue. Jeez, what the heck else
Any
was
music? Not this
Go-
horseshit soundtrack?
there? Ghostbusters 2, but I took that. Yeah, I mean, I gotta keep something for myself. No, most of it's soundtracks.
All right.
I'll show you some stuff.
Yeah, that's cool.
but yeah, I heard you like vinyl, so.
Dude, let me tell you something. Getting into vinyl is just a whole nother world of just utter
Yeah, don't do that.
Well, it's just like comics. You got the condition. You got
Once
the
Freddy
rarity.
Krueger's Greatest Hits. It wasn't like a soundtrack one. It's called Freddy's Greatest Hits. It's got him on the cover.
What's that go for?
I'll check the price after.
See, the thing is you can't get a deal on anything anymore.
Not really.
Like, you never get, like, you know, I used to go garage selling with my mom and my grandma when I was a kid.
Uh-huh.
You used to be able to find, like, good stuff for cheap, but now everybody just instantly checks
Well,
eBay and wants top dollar for everything.
There's always the story that back in the day there used to be, you know, you used to see an ad in the paper and it'd say 1965 Ford for sale, you know, $2,000. And nobody called on. Finally, somebody goes and calls on this 65 Ford, and it turns out to be a 65 Mustang, and the guy wants $2,000 for it, you know, because he only paid $1,500 for it, you know, in 1965. So
$500 is boku dollars.
yeah, so you have these situations that used to happen similarly.
Uh-huh.
But now we have the internet, and as far as collecting goes, we know for comics, there's all these different sites that we have to hit for comics to find out what's hot and what's not.
Honestly, it's just luck at this point. Like, because you got to go somewhere and somebody might, like, they might not be able to find the price because it might be specialized.
Yeah.
Like, some of these like, vinyls, I'm having trouble finding prices for.
Yeah.
Like, I'm having to dig. Because, like, you know, I can't just put in Freddy Greatest Hits and vinyl and expect to find it. Like, I got to know who made it. I got to know the year, like.
I honestly don't understand what kind of made the vinyl boom of, like, the past couple of years.
It's retro.
Like, I'm late on the deal.
Yeah,
Everything
well,
old is new again.
it has to do with the music business falling apart.
VHSs are doing the same thing, which makes no sense to me because the way I understand VHSs is like
It's
you magnetize the data to them, but the process doesn't last forever.
no.
So you could be buying
It
some
deteriorates.
right. So somebody's buying a $300 VHS because it's rare. Shit might not even work. Like
See,
I see that stuff.
Like I love music.
Yeah.
And I kind of missed, like, with the advent of, like, I don't even have a CD player in my car. Nobody does really.
Well,
But I kind of miss kind of collecting music, sitting down, looking at the art.
yeah.
you
Well-
know, and that kind of brings it back.
Nabil loves his voodoo with all his digital copies of his movies.
Oh yeah.
But there's something to be said about having a physical copy of something. And
Well, the funny thing about this, is I only got into digital during the pandemic because
Right.
I'm a physical guy.
because
Yeah, you are.
you have
Like a touch.
you have instances like
What happened?
how they
What's up?
remastered Star Wars and took Han didn't shoot first. Well, I saw him shoot first, you
Yeah.
know, and
No,
they
you
changed stuff. And then with ET, they re-released it and Spielberg CGI'd out the guns because kids shouldn't have.
Is that true?
Yeah.
They gave them like sticks instead of they were running around in the woods with sticks instead of the guns.
Dude, that's like animes when like we get the dubbed version. It's like a guy holding a finger up to somebody's head.
Yeah.
You ever see that
But-
shit? It's so stupid.
This is why you need a physical copy because you could always go back and say, "Look, this is my copy of
Yeah.
Star
And
Wars
it's
or whatever."
unchanged and whatever.
It's the same with comics. It's
Yeah.
the same with anything.
Yeah.
Is there anything you guys like to collect digitally over? Like, I do all my video games I buy digitally now.
Don't like doing video games digitally.
No?
No, but like he said, the voodoo thing. Like, I got tons of digital movies now because like I needed something new to collect during the pandemic. Like everybody got into something.
Yeah.
Like Pokemon
See,
came
I
back.
made
And
I made pierogies.
oh wow.
Did you see the Ukrainian church down off of by the breweries selling pierogi for the Ukrainians?
No, but that's
no, but
a good idea.
I would go. I'm gonna go buy some of those.
Yeah.
Which
I mean,
one?
if you
Don't
go to
buy,
Pulaski Meat Market,
Ooh.
I think it's something like $9 a dozen now.
Yeah.
And I think over there
Still
like
less than $1.
6, 7.
6 or 7 for a dozen.
Yeah.
Ooh, and it's
Well,
donation.
it's going to a good cause. Yeah,
Yeah.
I think just their, kind
Right.
of manufacturing costs are going to be met, and everything else is going over there.
I like it.
Then it can go to some crooked politician to smoke
Yeah,
crack and
yeah.
bang
Yeah,
hookers.
but that's
with.
all right.
Yeah, so that whole situation over there is getting kind of scary, though. I mean, like, it's kind of like getting, like, James Bond, evil villain, like, I'm gonna, like, hold the world hostage with a nuclear plant that I've got my hands on now.
I listened to a podcast by Jordan
Joe
Peterson.
Rogan?
No, Jordan Peterson. And he had a guy on who's like a Russia expert.
Yeah.
He's in the EU, and he explained it, and it actually made me feel way better about the whole situation.
In what
Because
way?
he's like, basically he said, I mean, it's obviously bad, it's really bad, but when the news is talking about thermonuclear bombs, he's like, it's not going to come to that. He goes, I mean, I guess it could, but
I'm not saying that.
I have to stay my ass off the news, or I have a panic attack.
Yeah.
I'm not saying it would be a thermonuclear, but it's just like when you take over a country and you're like, hey, I got this plant now.
See,
You know,
35 years ago, we didn't have the 24-hour news cycle. Like, yes, CNN was around, but they were showing like the
Puppies and
House
kittens?
debate stuff, you know.
Yeah.
And they just replay that.
Oh, that was like C-SPAN.
Yeah,
Ugh.
C-SPAN, whatever.
Oof.
But we didn't have this 24-hour news cycle that they have to fill constant news, and you figure there's multiple channels doing that. So that's why you have to pay attention without paying attention. You have to know what's going on without being overwhelmed
Yeah,
with.
but dude, what do you pay attention to? Because you're literally getting
Like the only
Hey,
thing right now is Ukraine
the
stuff.
sky is blue on this channel, and then you're like, no, the sky is black.
Well, the
That's
thing is,
that's another debate
the thing well,
about
yeah,
which
that's-
news
yeah.
outlet to follow.
You have to. You can't get your news from any one source. You have to almost curate it yourself and pick. That's why.
Just, like,
So here's a funny story.
uh-oh.
So, time to time, you have customers come in and they like to talk. Okay.
Where's this
So a couple months and months ago, I had a guy come in and he tells me that the internet's going to get turned off for 10 days.
Ah,
And it's going to be the 10 days of darkness. And then once the 10 days are over, the internet's going to come back on and they're going to tell you everything that you need to know. And so me being So me being me, I was waiting for the 10 days of peace to come that I didn't have to look at the internet, but it never came.
Yeah.
So the guy comes in recently and he
okay.
goes on to just tell me all this stuff, and it's just
What-
So the thing is like, I know this guy's getting his news from just one spot.
Oof. And it's like a really probably not reputable spot.
Yeah,
But-
and it's like, come on, dude,
I gotta
just read a news article.
I gotta wonder, like, when the people like go full tilt on like the conspiracy stuff, like what is going on in your life that this seems like credible?
Because there's a kernel of truth
Yeah.
in each piece of conspiracy that makes it logical to some of these people.
It might
So,
not even
yeah,
be,
so-
it might not even be a kernel of truth. It might be like somebody says something like about
So yeah, it's
somebody's shitty, and it's
Listen.
like, oh yeah, well that guy did do something shitty.
Listen.
Okay, well the whole rest of this
there is
true.
a kernel of truth that Obama might have been a lizard person and might have taken over our democracy and replaced it with alien lizard people in 2001. There might be a kernel of truth there.
As a lizard person, I find that offensive.
See,
But
but
racist against lizard people.
yeah, I mean that's what I'm dealing with.
Aren't
That's
we
what-
allowed to live too?
Can I live? I don't know.
What, Kurt
It's-
Connors fucked it up for the rest of us?
Yeah.
It's just
Yeah, so you got to pay attention to. You have to pay attention or know what's going on, and pay attention without paying attention.
I just
It's
wish,
like overhearing a conversation without eavesdropping.
I wish there was a non-op-ed news source where he said, "Hey, today the president said this."
Walter
I don't
Cronkite
need what
is
you
dead.
I don't need what you think
Yeah.
about it.
You have to go back to 1955 for that.
Yeah.
Well, and even then, like,
Hey,
know,
you
if
wanna
they,
know why?
if they work for the
Wanna know
wrong
why?
station,
Because the media is controlled by the CIA.
oh boy,
That's what I was told.
oh boy,
I believe it.
fake news.
The CIA.
It's like Charles Manson used to say, "I'm your mother's icebox, man. I can go from here to there. It don't make no sense." You know what I'm
Exactly.
saying? That's
True.
exactly that. You figure that
Yeah.
out.
Dude, Crazy must have been in then because he was swimming in girls. Like they all were lining up to be like married to him while he was in jail.
They probably still are.
Oh,
He
he's-
died, didn't he?
Did he?
I thought he did.
thought he was dead.
I don't have my phone. I'd check.
The internet box.
The internet box is.
Yeah, we put our internet boxes away today.
Yeah. And I unplugged the phone and I locked the door. And somebody still knocked on the door.
Yeah.
I think Charlie Manson could be an amazing Batman. He's like, "What's up, Catwoman?
Well, who would
I
you
don't need to ride your motorcycle, man."
who would you cast as Catwoman?
You sound more like Clayton Bigsby from Chappelle Show.
He's got
Oh,
kind of that
that
southern.
could be a kid.
Oh, is that your phone that kept going off?
Yeah.
Well, it wasn't like ringing like this though. Al's in need of a kidney.
Yeah,
If
I need
anybody-
a kidney. in
If,
case
if
anybody's
anybody wants to
got-
donate one,
Anybody in YouTube land or
Yeah.
podcast land?
Type A, give me a call if you want to donate.
Yeah, we'll make it worth your while.
That's why I keep telling you, don't get diabetes.
We'll give you a Freddy vinyl
Yeah,
and
a
a
thriller.
free comic book of
Yeah.
your choosing.
Yeah.
Under $100.
I was gonna offer a reach around, but okay.
Ooh. The deal coming.
You're offering reach rounds freely like that?
For his kidney, sure.
I should make you give me a reach around while I stare deep into your eyes for making me go see that horse shit last night.
you're gonna be more uncomfortable than I will.
Oh, by the way,
Yeah.
when you guys left me in line, popcorn line yesterday,
Yeah.
after I skipped 700 people, that guy was ice grilling my ass like a fucking Wagyu brisket.
Really?
I thought he was going to step to me. I was like, bro, you don't
Which
want
guy?
this. I'll fucking murder you.
There's like a lady behind us.
It was a guy and a girl behind us.
Well,
I was like, listen, it wasn't full cutsies. He was waiting in line,
Yeah.
and we just intervened.
It wasn't.
I-
Yeah.
It was an intervening.
I offered to buy your thing to
Listen.
avoid that.
Listen, I would
I
have
would have gotten the
that
money
anyway.
from you.
I would have done it if it was somebody else.
Whoa,
standing there.
wait a minute here, tough nuts. If Nabil or somebody you were acquainted to was not standing in line, you just walk up and skip all those motherfuckers?
Yeah, who's gonna do anything?
Oh, are you kidding me?
Who's gonna say anything?
How dare you?
Who would say anything?
I would say something to you.
If
You
you're behind
might,
him.
but I doubt anybody else in America would say anything. They'd be like,
Oh, Karen would.
A Karen
No,
would.
excuse me.
yeah, and then I'd be like,
What are you gonna do about it?
I'd get all L about it.
Yeah.
That's bad.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I can see it.
You would slap a woman with baby powder.
I would. Yeah.
I mean,
Plus, if you're in Herkimer County, just kind
Like,
of
shh,
do the
can't
1-2
even-
buckle my shoe.
Yeah, I can't even say that, but yeah.
And I didn't.
Yeah.
Whoa, what?
That's a long story. We'll have to explain it.
Oh, I like it.
All right, so here's your homework, boys and girls.
Uh-huh.
Go watch the Batman.
Yeah.
And then comment down below or wherever you
Yeah,
comment.
now
I
we're
don't
going
even
to
know how
actually
that,
get to have
I don't even know how that works.
Comments.
But tell us what you thought about Batman, or the Batman, and
We've had comments. You and your wife commented.
see
Yeah,
who,
that's it, though.
See who you agree with.
That just means nobody's
Al
listening.
or Ryan or Nabil.
Yeah.
Did we talk about comics at all this week?
We talked about Batman.
I mean, that's fair.
I mean, I didn't read anything this week yet. Actually,
God.
the new Daredevil's supposed to be hot.
Oh,
Want
yeah.
to know why?
First appearance.
Because our boy Frank Castle shows up in the end with his new
Listen,
logo.
fuck what you're talking about, Al. You want to know why?
Why?
Because the new Doctor Strange book came out, you motherfucker!
Actually, it's just
Well,
called Strange.
Yeah, it's
Fuck
just called
you.
strange, and if you're not nice, it won't show up in your box.
Santa Al.
Clea as the new
Yeah,
Strange
yeah.
Replacement. I didn't read it yet, but
I'm not a fan.
you guys didn't get any variants of that?
I got one coming.
I'm not a fan of it.
Yeah.
Did you read it?
You want me to put you down for it?
I'm just not a fan of like somebody trying to take over that position for him.
Well, she's got to go find him, so bring him back from the dead.
Yeah, but I'm just still
You
not
know
a
why?
fan.
You know why? You know why he doesn't like it? Because he's a fucking chauvinist pig.
You know what?
And he can't see a strong woman.
Yeah, a strong woman, Nabil.
Yeah, that's
Strong
why you're
women can
married,
have powers
motherfucker.
too.
Hmm?
Strong women can have powers too.
Yeah.
I'm aware.
Of
I'm
the
a
dark
frost.
side. Yeah. I'm a frost. You just like her because she's in the.
Yeah, well, why?
negligee.
Because she is busty?
Well, sure.
You fucking pig?
And she turns crystal.
I never understood that part, where she got that power from, but.
It was when Grant Morrison was writing X-Men and introduced secondary mutations.
Oh,
What if you
geez.
guys were like having intercourse? You were married, of course.
Oh,
Okay.
so your thing's in her, and then she goes diamond.
And yeah, like,
It's
Sling.
done. It's done.
would it cut your
Yeah.
junk off?
Yeah.
Would it stay in there and you could see it in there for
I
good?
bet
Wow.
you could see it.
Wait.
Yeah.
I got
Wait.
a question.
Uh,
What if she's like, just like, turns crystal here? Like, does she have to walk like, you know what I'm saying? Like, what if her crystal powers go?
She was
go
able to.
askew?
She was able to walk around while she was crystal. So
Like, if you were a dude, you had like
Diamond
a. Would you make your hog crystal? And could you make it like expand?
Well, that's like the.
Because when things harden up, you know, they kind of
the
get.
thing
Can
gets
we-
hard.
can we talk about how like we went this whole episode with you having?
Yeah, we almost made it out of the episode without.
Oh,
my
fuck.
god!
Hello?
That's probably it.
Oh no, we're still there.
Yeah, okay.
But
No,
yeah,
no expressive fists.
we
no
almost made
fisting,
it through the
Ryan.
episode without any pecker talk.
Peckerwood.
Yeah, in fact, we didn't even say back dong. We could have.
We could have said
Or-
bad dong a lot.
Bat signal.
His Batman costume sucked my ass.
That was a pretty great costume, dude.
There was
Okay.
no yellow on it.
All right,
I
hold on a second though. Regardless of the fact that you think it was
It
terrible.
was leather.
Okay,
His face
Did
was
you-
leather.
did you see those? Did you see those?
Come on.
Did you see
bro.
those like bracers on his like gauntlets there?
The Black Widow guns?
Kinda. I think that was like his year one fight with the electrocutioner, and he took them. Because remember he did the
See,
zap.
wait, you're a fucking turd.
He's
You're
zapped-
making a lot of leaps of logic here.
Sure.
You see the twinkle in his eye, that means she's got a feeling for this and that.
Yeah,
This thing means that.
yeah. No, well, but he literally zapped somebody. You remember that when he did the bat taser?
Who was the electrocutioner again?
Guy who electrocutes people with gauntlets.
Did they ever show him
In this movie?
in any movie?
No, I mean
Okay,
he's
yeah.
a
All right,
zealous.
just checking.
He's a zealous bat character.
Just checking.
I mean, he
I
exists
thought I
in the
missed
comics.
something. I thought I missed something.
No,
That's
no, no.
all.
But I'm just saying he zapped the guy and he had the little the things.
So what does this have to do with his Black Widow guns?
I don't know.
The guns
I'm
were
totally
the things that generated the
Yeah,
electricity.
but so what are you saying about it?
I was just saying that he co-opted it to a suit. He took a thing from a villain and he made it his own. Do you like that he didn't have...
Go watch the movie. That's
You
it
like,
for
that he,
today.
you like that he didn't have any batteries? Other than,
He used the battery.
like,
The
one.
movie
Like
fucking
once.
sucked. I think you're gonna watch it and say, no, Ryan was right. That shit sucked.
Who?
You.
I already watched it with you.
Fucked. Butthead.
Oh, in 45 days?
Yeah.
He's gonna go watch it again.
No, you're not. You're gonna go to the theater and rewatch it.
I haven't made any plans, but I wouldn't say no.
I really should. I really should give you a wedgie and dunk your head in the fucking toilet.
I'm going to take you to a nice seafood dinner and never call you again.
You mean that?
Ooh.
The nice seafood dinner part?
Are you gonna call me though? We had a.
how-
Oh, hey!
depends how it goes.
Speaking of that, remember when Al fucking stood us up when we went to Ponderosa?
You
We
didn't
felt-
go to
when
Ponderosa.
We felt like a gay couple. Oh no!
You went to
Where'd we go?
Friendly's.
Friendly's.
And I've apologized for that a number of times.
I was like, hey Al, you want to go out to a nice dinner with your two friends? Yeah. Then we get to go. He's like, I'm not going, you fucking idiots.
You look like a couple of Marys.
Well, the part of the story he doesn't tell you is I texted him and I said, I want to be alone with Ryan. Don't show
Yeah.
up.
Yeah. I was just being a good wingman and let him have his time.
Yeah, I did feel
I
a
was just
strange
like-
sexual.
I was like, remember how
nudge.
I married you and your wife? I mean, like, I didn't really want that to happen. I was just like,
He's like,
Going through the motions.
does anybody have anything to say? And he was like,
Yeah, I do.
I think they shouldn't get married. I say we let them go.
man, we should watch the recording of that. I want to see that.
Did we record it?
I mean, I don't know. You paid a photographer, didn't you?
Yeah.
You probably didn't record.
I don't think we video.
I think you'd know if you had a recording of your wedding
Yeah, I probably would.
Yeah.
Actually, I don't know if I would.
or what happened after the wedding.
Listen, all that shit is just a
Blur.
Yeah.
All right.
Very fun though.
Until next time.
All right, we've been.
You got fucking some hot date?
I'm trying to get a kidney. The
Oh.
phone keeps ringing.
Okay.
Well, you know.
Peace and love. Peace and love.
What?
It's Ringo, dude. You don't know about
Adios, Black Bart.
Peace.